It's Week 15 of the NFL, and our focus is on Noah Fant. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Seahawks and the Packers on Sunday Night Primetime.
Well, the city of Seattle known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild Lumen Field. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in losers of two straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their five-game winning streak. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Seattle. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. And now as we get toward the home stretch here, the regular season, Charles, let's take a look at the list of key inactives for them in this one.
Yeah, and after almost a full season of physical games, you know you're going to have some guys missing during the Fox.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Not the best of starts here. We know they're on a 2-game skid. 3 and out, that's not what they had drawn up.
Not even close, and now what you're asking your defense to do is pick you up. And they've had to do that, I'm sure, during this losing streak. Hopefully you've got one of those confident defenses that says, we'll take care of that. Hopefully you'll get back on track soon.
So the Packers make their way out for the first time, and it's Jordan Love that has the keys to the car here in his 5th season as a pro and 2nd as a starter.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
Yeah, hoping to get rid of that interception bug. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The home team's offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season. Currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns. Now Geno. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
You look at this Packers defense.
Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in it.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Devontae Wyatt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing now is Geno. Flush to his right. And he will slide down with a good gain. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
Geno now to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. Now Love.
Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy this caliber that runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Off the play fake, Love.
Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. They go bootleg. Love.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Throwing. Love.
This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Love looking to throw it. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Leonard Williams drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Smith. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Out of the gun to give to Charbonnet.
And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Now it's Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. Wiggles free, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. To throw now. Here's Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Play fake. Here's Love. Sliding out of the pocket. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
No gain on the play there, second down.
Here's Love. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Love now. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Love. That's the Kraft, the tight end.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down. They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Packers! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Packers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And 3rd and 1 now.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll run on 3rd down with Charbonnet.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10.
At their own 27.
He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial gain.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
2nd and 7.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
59 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love.
That's complete to Wicks.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this 1st half of play.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Derek Hall drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Here's Daniel Whelan now.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
And now a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Love from the gun.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
No receivers open, so Rue's forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers. And ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Love from the gun on 3rd down. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Brock Purdy, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. From there, we head east to the land to check on the Brownies at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Xavier Worthy, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to have a Packers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Dobbs goes in motion.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Completes it again to Dobbs.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Here's Jacobs from the gun.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Operating from the gun, Love. He gets that one complete to Wicks. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Back to the running game with Jacobs, powering forward. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tough. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Smith and Jigba with the grab. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On the give, here's Charbonnet. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Smith. Man open left side is Brown. First target, first catch, and a first down. Out of the gun, Smith. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Packers' 18-yard line.
To throw is Smith. And this is caught at the 8.
And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Again, Smith. Toward the pylon, caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Charbonnet is in. Touchdown, Seattle. It finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
105 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. Love looking to throw it.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now Love.
Able to find his man, Kraft. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. Throwing. Love.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
From the 31, here's second down and 5.
Off the play fake, Love.
A short throw to Musgrave.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Rayshon Jenkins picks it off.
And the Seahawks are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 9.
Here's Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Throwing now is Geno. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Here's Love. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest game we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a short.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Now, the offense had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
If you've been waiting all day for Sunday night, it's been worth the wait. All tied here in the fourth as the kick is away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They will look to flush the memory of that pick six as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. Love back to it here after the pick six. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Derek Hall able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, paired that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon. And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Working out of the gun. Love. And the pressure gets to him again. Derek Hall drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Lockett. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Now run by Charbonnet. He's got it to the 43 here.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba. 43 yards. And the Seahawks have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth. So what a comeback here. They looked like they might be down and out not too long ago, but they have rallied back to take a fourth quarter lead.
And I think we've got to give them nothing but credit for figuring things out on the fly because mentally they were on the ropes ready to go and they hung in there. They made some changes and adjustments, and that led to some big plays, and it turned this game on its ear.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. In motion, the tight end. Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Third down and 1. Once again, it's Jacobs.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
130 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Love now. That's to Kraft, the tight end.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Packers first down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw here on first down.
Got Dobbs over the middle.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Now 2nd and 4.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Love. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
They go with Jacobs. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, they knew who to turn to on 4th down. Their horse, they needed the short yardage. He just couldn't get it.
And that's the surprise because normally that's bread and butter for them, right? Hand it to the big guy, let him go, pick up the first down. Didn't get it there. All credit to the defense. Usually, even if they know he's coming, he can't be stopped, and they got it done on that play.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll begin here with a run to Charbonnet.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they take a knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. Just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Seahawks, it's just their 3rd win on the campaign as they move to 3-11 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.